I do hear that still, but sometimes when you're comparing eras, it's hard because it's like, imagine if Carrick and Scholes played in a 2 in this era today. Do you know what I mean? It'll be difficult, bro. It'll be difficult, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not protected, fam. Them 2 in the 2 will be. They'll get ran around.
But you say if they played in a 2 today, but most teams don't play in a 2 today.
No, most but this is with a 3. That's why we. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And if Carrick and Scholes played in a 3, but if Carrick and Scholes played in a 3 today, yeah, and they had someone else in front of them, they'll still be all right, mate. You know them ones there, like, do you know what I mean? It depends. What Scholes are we talking about? Because if you're talking about 36-year-old Paul Scholes, that's ridiculous.
Not 36-year-old Paul Scholes, but
yeah, but this is the point. Young Paul Scholes ain't gonna have a problem. Bro. Young Scholes ain't gonna have a problem in this era. Young Carrick ain't gonna have a problem in this era. Carrick's athletic. He was athletic, Michael Carrick, bro.
Of course, but again, I think it depends the context, though, because, bro, what that Barcelona team done to us, was
but that Barcelona team would do that to anybody, though. Do you know what I mean? The Barcelona team would do that to PSG. So
if we played against Liverpool PMP, that man would have suffocated us. If we played against
but you don't know that though.
Team,
you don't know that though, because football's still football.
Athleticism in that midfield.
Nah, not necessarily, bro. Not necessarily.
They won the Champions League. They won the Champions League and the Prem with just a pure PMP midfield, bro. And if anything, it was Fabinho pulling the strings, bro. Like,
yeah, but
you know what I mean?
You need to
it went to a world class level.
You need to look at who they were playing against, bro. You need to look at who they were playing against. Carrick and Scholes were so good on the ball. You can press to the cows come home. I'll just pass the ball past you, bro. I'm not trying to hear.
In Liverpool beat a side with Messi, Suarez, Ousmane Dembele in a whole comeback, bro. A 3-goal deficit, bro.
Brother, that don't matter. That don't matter. You're talking about the midfield, and now you're talking about these other guys, bro. Like, the bottom line is,
No, I'm just saying, when we compare, that's why I'm saying we got to move on sometimes, though. When people are saying world class of today,
bro, but I
understand what you're saying. I understand what they're saying too.
But technical ability is technical ability. These are two different things. You can be as athletic as you want, yeah. You'll never be more athletic than the ball. No way. And when you've got guys that are superior handlers of the football, yeah. It don't matter, bro. I'm telling you. Like, man are gassing up Rodri in this era of football, yeah. But Rodri in that era, yeah, of Scholes, Carrick and that, Rodri's just, it's whatever. That's a fact. Do you know what I mean? A man gas Rodri up. Like, Rodri's the best midfielder that we've seen. Rodri's not Busquets. He's not Xavi. He's not Iniesta. He's none of those guys, bro. Do you know what I mean? And he's won a Ballon d'Or in this era.
But that's not what I'm saying, though. What you're...
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro, because Rodri's won a treble, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? In the same time that fucking... He's done a 4-peat in the same time, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're talking about Klopp era, bro, man's done a 4-peat, pretty much. A treble in that same era, bro. I'm not taking Rodri over Michael Carrick. I'm not. So...
I'm not, but that do you think that midfield 3 that they had that won the quadruple bopped those 2 off the park?
What midfield 3 that won the quadruple? What are you talking about? What?
Rodri, De Bruyne, and half of what? It would be Bernardo Silva. We would just throw Bernardo Silva in there.
Do you think that they bought
Carrick and Scholes as a double pivot?
They don't bop them off the park, but bro, these are technically high-level midfielders, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like De Bruyne, De Bruyne, Rodri, bro, that's high-level tech, bro. That's not athleticism. That's not PMP. That's footballing ability. Do you get what I'm saying? Gundogan, footballing ability. Gundogan is a player that can play in any
four
era.
In a row. Four in a row, same thing. That's what I meant.
Them man can play in any era because they're technical, bro. It's got nothing to do with the athleticism. This is the point I'm trying to make to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Gundo was athletic, but his technical ability was 2-footed, good on the half turn, could play with 2 touches. Like, this is not athleticism, the reason why them man did what they did, because that's not the most athletic midfield, bro. Like, Kevin De Bruyne's not the most athletic player. Rodri's not the most athletic.
That man was suffocating you though, bro. That high press and that, bro.
But that's the system. That's not just because man are athletic, bro.
And that goes back to my initial point. That's why I said the whole thing's been misconstrued. The era of before is different to the era now, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In
but
terms
what
of
I'm saying is
team-wise,
football ability
team-wise,
is
it's different.
footballing ability. You're talking about the tactical side. I'm talking about the technical side.
But this is
Do
why
you
I
get
said
me?
with context.
Imagine if Man United,
Go on.
yeah, with Tevez, fucking Rooney, Ronaldo, Ji-Sung Park, yeah, if they played a Gegenpress, of course they could have played that. But that wasn't the thing then. Do you get what I'm saying? We could have pressed with that team. Of course we could have. We could have pressed with that 08 team. Why not? Anderson, all them. You think we couldn't press man for man with that team? Of course we could. That was an athletic team. That just wasn't the in thing. So we didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? But we could have 100% pressed with that team. But you think that Pep couldn't have played with those players? With Hargreaves and that? You'd have pressed with Owen Hargreaves. Of course we could have. Darren Fletcher, Anderson, Ryan Giggs, these are pressing machines, all of them. We just didn't play like that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about raw fundamental ability. I'm not talking about structurally tactical stuff. That Liverpool midfield, yeah, of Henderson, Fabinho, and that wouldn't have stood
But
a
neither
chance.
am I though.
They wouldn't have stood a chance, yeah, against that Man United midfield, that Man United team. They would have been eaten alive. Eaten alive. That's what would have happened, bro. And then in transition, you got to deal with fucking G, Rooney, Cristiano. Destroy that team. I'm telling you. That team would have been, bro, it would have been a madness. It would have been a bloodbath. So, you get me? Like, man could talk about eras and all these things.
What team we destroying? City.
What's that?
This is all hypotheticals. Who would we
bills.
destroy? City.
That's not hypothetical. I'm talking about that Liverpool because you spoke about Liverpool. That Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Midfielder.
Yeah, go on.
Liverpool midfield.
Yeah, the Liverpool
Fabinho,
midfield.
Henderson,
I said the Liverpool again. My point's been taken out of context.
No, but
I'm talking about the midfield three. I'm talking about the midfield three.
You're talking about styles.
I raised Liverpool's point.
I'm saying skills pay bills.
Three. What are we doing?
Man United never played a midfield two, blood. We played a three. We played a two in the 99 season.
When did we play a three?
In the 08 season, we played a three. We only played a two, yeah. In the treble, in the treble winning season, that was ages ago. So when you're saying Carrick and Scholes didn't play in a two,
we didn't really play a three though.
We did.
It was like a centre forward striker thing. Like it was supporting striker. Like back in the days.
Yeah, but that wasn't no 4-4-2, bro. A lot of the time Rooney was playing out of position and having to pick up wide areas. That wasn't a 4-4-2, bro. It wasn't
having to pick up wide areas though. So then who was in the midfield?
Yeah, but
we never started
4-4-2,
Anderson,
bro.
We never started Anderson, Carrick, and Scholes in the midfield. I've never seen that once in my life.
We had Anderson, we had G, we had Hargreaves. We always had. It wasn't a 4-4-2.
No, I know we've had three, but we never started a three together in midfield. Like I need to see that, and if we do see that, it's an anomaly, bro. Like that only happened probably once or twice, my G. 110%.
But yeah, 110%. It wasn't. But either way, the point still stands, yeah. Skills pay bills, innit? And that's my thing, innit? These footballers of that time, yeah, are so technically astute, and they were also tactically astute as well. Because some of these men were playing one system in the league and another system in the Champions League. So you need to have a certain technical ceiling for that. Either way, these men are technically good enough that these men they're doing their thing regardless. Do you get what I'm saying? I think, yeah, that, well, I know that this era is so dominant, tactically, like everything is tactical based, that the technical level of the players is not as important because everything is more down to the athlete. It's about covering zones, covering space, doing all these other things. That's why these guys aren't as good on the ball. Like, man literally saw a graph here. Jude Bellingham 100 and something million, Anderson 100 and something million, Rice 100 and something million. Like, what is that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what actually is that? Like, none of us are gonna die saying that those are one of the best players we've ever seen represent our country. None of us.
Yeah.
None of us. 120 million for these lot. Disgusting. Do you get what I'm saying? It's appalling. Like, that's the state of football now. So just because, yeah, the level of football has deteriorated, that doesn't mean that we need to say, oh, you know what, these men are world class for today. That's my thing. It's not world class for today. It's, are you a world class footballer? Yes or no? Because the sport is still the same sport. The rules in the sport haven't changed that much to the point where we could say it's a different sport now. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, facts,
Like,
bro.
like it hasn't changed.
Who sent that picture into the group chat? Let me look at this group chat now.
Which picture? Oh no, it wasn't in a group chat. If that's the picture I'm talking about, that someone sent it, but I get people send me stuff all the time. Oh, there we go. See that? 115, 116, 105.
That's absolutely insane, bro.
That's diabolical.
Jude, PR. That's one thing I'm gonna understand because he's gonna bring the crowd, he's gonna bring this, he's gonna bring that. And these Spaniards are known for overpaying for man anyways, bro. Man saw Malcolm and that go for like an 80, 90 mil, bro. And do you know what I mean? Like, they're known for doing that. Maybe even 100 mil. I don't know how much Malcolm was, but their thing was crazy. Declan Rice, 105 million. Now, I don't know what on earth happened there. All I know is apparently City were linked with Arsenal. I don't know how true that was. But
no, City were linked with Rice and they walked away because it was too much.
Bro, okay, so do you remember there was like little rumors going out that Arteta and Pep were colluding?
Yeah.
So obviously that's that in the air. And then we've got Elliot Anderson, who costs more than both of them. Declan Rice has just won the league with Arsenal, yeah, whether people like it or not. So that kind of repays the 105 million pound, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Bellingham done what he done. Anderson, though, what's he going to bring to City that's going to be significant? We know Rice is the sweeper. We know Bellingham brought the goals in that first
He's just going to be the legs.
What's Anderson?
But he's going to be the legs like what Bernardo was. But here's the problem with the Anderson situation. If City don't win the league next season, Anderson's going to get cooked. Because you know the pressure to win the league is going to be on Anderson's shoulders now. Because he's the guy that's been brought in to replace Bernardo Silva, who's their captain, I believe. So, literally, if they spend all that money on him and they don't win the league, bro, automatically he's failed, bro. I'll be honest. The pressure's going to be on him to deliver them man a title, bro. Because the amount of money they spent on him, he's meant to be the answer. When man spend that much money on you, you're meant to be the answer. Because I remember the chat that these men had for Paul Pogba. When we signed Paul Pogba, them man were like, yo, the United better win the league. But they spent on one player, bro. Paul Pogba better be driving the team bus, taking training. 100%. You get me? All of them things there, they expected him to do everything.
Yeah. No, I agree, bro. I agree. 110%.